Hi, this is Kevin from MGS Heuristics. Today I'll demonstrate how to find the maximum number of solid figures one can fit into a container. Let's look at this problem. What is the greatest number of cuboids, 5 cm by 3 cm by 3 cm, that can fit into a carton, 40 cm by 30 cm by 20 cm? Right from the start, some students would think of finding the volume of the cuboid, which is 40 times 30 times 20. Then that will give them 24,000 cm cube. Then they find the volume of a cuboid, 5 times 3 times 3, which is 45. Then they take the total volume of the cuboid and divide it by the small cuboids. That will give them 533 and 1/3. Then they conclude to say that the maximum is 533. Okay, if you did this or you're thinking of doing this, congratulations, you are totally wrong. Why? The reasoning does not apply to solid figures. So this is a confusion alert. To demonstrate why this is the case, I will show you in a moment. Now let's look at how liquids behave. Here I'm pouring some water into the container, and it can be observed that the liquid takes the shape of the base area of the container. It will fill up any gaps if there are any. So that applies for liquids. But how do solids behave? For solids, I have formed up these cuboids that will try to fit into this container, and they can be done in 3 ways. The first way would be to fit them in like this. And what's the maximum number I can obtain? So this part wise, I can fit 4, and I cannot fit in another one because the solid is too big and cannot fill up the gaps. But there is another gap here that I can consider, so I'll put that in like so. I can fit in 6 cuboids if I did it that way. Now what about if I consider putting them this way instead? So here I can put 3, and over here I can put in another 3 more. So that will be 2 times 3 to give me 6. Now for this container, it cannot be put in vertically and covered with the cover because it's too high. So it can be observed that there are 3 ways to arrange the cuboids so that they can fit into the container and maximize the number of cuboids that can be fit in. Since there are multiple orientations, we should consider all of them. To aid us in visualizing the situation, let us draw out a diagram. This is the carton, which is 40 cm by 30 cm by 20 cm. And let us consider the first way of arranging the cuboids. The first way would be to say that this is 5, this is 3, this is 3. When we do this, we are fitting the 5 cm of the small cuboid to the carton's 40. We are fitting the 3 cm width to the carton's 30, and we are fitting the cuboid's height of 3 to the carton's height of 20. We need to consider how many cubes can be put along those edges. That would be 40 divided by 5. You can put 8 cubes along this edge. 30 divided by 3 give us 10. So you can put 10 cuboids along this edge. And you can put 20 divided by 3 to give us 6 remainder 2. So you can fit at most a maximum of 6 cubes along this 20 cm edge. The number of cubes you have will be 8 times 10 times 6. That will give us 480. So a lot of people got this 480 and they are wondering why they are wrong. Because it is not the maximum number of cubes, of cuboids that you can fit in. Okay, then let's consider another orientation. So this is now the 3 cm edge. We put a 5 cm edge here. And the height of this cuboid will be 3. When we do this, we are fitting the 3 cm to the 40 cm edge. So how many cuboids can we put along that? That will be 40 divided by 3 to give us 13, remainder 1. Along this 30 cm edge, that will be 30 divided by 5 to give us 6. Along this 20 cm height, that would be 20 divided by 3 to give us 6, remainder 2. The number of cubes in this orientation will be 13 times 6 times 6, which will give us 468. Okay, then one last orientation is to put it standing up. This will be 3. This will be 3. This will be 5. Now along that 40 cm edge, how many cuboids can we put? That will be 13, remainder 1. Along this 30 cm edge, that will be 30 divided by 3 to give us 10. And along this 20 cm edge, that will be 20 divided by 5 to give us 4. 13 times 10 times 4 would give us 520. So we see that among the 3 of them, 520 is the maximum number. Thank you for watching. I hope you've learned something today. Click here for more of such teaching videos and click here to subscribe.